If there is one kind of crime that baffles a rational mind more than the others, it is crimes against children. Child sex abuse and pornography involving innocent souls is a criminal activity that keeps rearing its ugly head time and again. In the US, there are two separate cases in recent times that have made news. This is not about the Epstein files, but smaller, unknown adult criminals who find weird, sadistic pleasure in abusing children. Now, a holiday is supposed to be about spending time together, relaxing and making memories. But last month, one such holiday cruise turned into a bitter experience for many families in the US when officers from Customs and Border Protection raided the ship and arrested several staff members. When people found out what the reason was, they were horrified. The agency was conducting a sweeping investigation into child sexual exploitation material that was being circulated. And the Disney cruise ship became part of that probe. All in all, 28 crew members from 8 ships were detained for different kinds of offenses related to child abuse. And this included several employees working on the Disney cruise. Now, the alleged offenses ranged from possession and viewership to distribution of child porn. As far as the case goes, the agency has cancelled visas of all the arrested cruise employees. 26 of them, officials say, were from the Philippines. One was from Portugal and the other was from Indonesia. They're all being sent back to their countries. A spokesperson for Disney, in fact, addressed the matter and said, and I'm quoting them here, "We have a zero-tolerance policy for this type of behavior and fully cooperated with law enforcement. These individuals are no longer with the company." Now, this is not an isolated incident involving the Disney cruise ships. Back in 2021, a family from Vermont in the US filed a $20 million lawsuit against the company. The reason, parents claim, is that their 3-year-old girl was being sexually assaulted by another passenger and that the cruise staff did nothing. Now, the lawsuit alleged that the minor victim was in a small room with 7 other children when she was, quote, physically restrained and sexually assaulted by a significantly older child who was also a passenger. But the cruise line's involvement comes in the allegation that the child was, quote, being excessively groped at a time when staff of the cruise had entered the room, but they failed to recognize the situation. Not only that, the parents further claim that staffers did not even notify them of the incident after failing to stop it from happening in the first place. Now, few details are available about how the lawsuit progressed, but the latest case of child pornography being linked to their staff raises concern about the vetting process and if it is even possible for a company to do this kind of background check. Other more tangible crimes and record of criminal activity is easier to verify. But how does one know what is really inside an employee's cell phone? This question brings us to the other case. Travis Lee Turner was a football coach at a high school in Virginia, till one day he disappeared. Mind you, he's not a victim here. On November 20 last year, the 46-year-old went out of his home with a firearm in his hand and went into the woods. His wife and children had no idea why. But Turner never returned. Coincidentally, it was also the same day that Virginia police officials were en route to his house. But even then, the football coach's family were unaware of the reason. It was only several days later that the police announced why they were looking for the coach in the first place. Travis Turner was and remains wanted on 5 counts of child pornography possession and 5 counts of using a computer to solicit a minor. It appears Turner's disappearance was sudden because details in the following days revealed that he left his car and keys at home. He also did not take his glasses, his wallet, or any cash. It has been almost 6 months now since his disappearance. US Marshals have offered a $5,000 reward to anyone who has any information on his whereabouts. On the other hand, Virginia State Police website still has a notification up on their website as the search for a fugitive continues. But beyond this, the case details are unknown. Court documents have been sealed and no information is available about what exactly the small-town football coach did and to what extent. For Turner's family, tragedy is an understatement. A husband and father is not only missing, he's being searched for as a criminal who is accused of child sex abuse and possessing pornographic material involving kids. How does one come to terms with that?